There you go, Lewis Black. That's how you pick your next president. There's Gaylord out in Wellington.
Yay!
Who will turn 69 next Friday. Very nice for him. His wife got him tickets for Lewis Brown, and then he went to go see Lewis Black and had a great time.
That's very sweet.
Mm-hmm. Let me give you some money here. As I said I would, it's $1,000. Buzzard Bookie, get one of these keywords every hour, so make it count. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Bank. That's bank. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Alan, what happened to Jenna? I actually got a message from Jenna.
Oh.
I'll play it for you later on. We haven't done Sweet Nothings with Jenna for a minute because she leaves voicemails all the time, but they're usually that. But she left a little message today, so I'll have that for you later on, for people who are asking, because I do get some relatively frequent people want to know she's okay, and she is. I can at the very least tell you that she's okay. It's just that she rarely leaves me an actual message. You can leave messages on the iHeartRadio app. You can leave voicemails on the After Hours line. That's 216-986-8903.
Hey guys, Jeff from Mac here. Mary was talking about showing her boyfriend's armpits when you guys were doing the weird sex fetishes, and I'm on Team Mary for smelling armpits. When my wife and I are having sex, I do smell her armpits. I don't think that's weird at all. It's something I've done. That's since we've been together. We've been together 12 years, so I don't think it's weird at all. And so more power to you, Mary. And Alan, can you hit the post on Mother by Tracy Bonham? Hey, shut up.
Come on, man. Everybody want me to say, there's no ramp on Mother. That's a cold open on that song. Remember Mother by Tracy Bonham?
No.
She had one big hit 30 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't know who sang it.
Tracy Bonham, yeah. This was her one hit. It's a good song. I mean, it was.
It is,
I hadn't heard it in a long time, and I heard it when we were in Louisville. It was on the radio. I was like, ooh, Mother. How about that? But yeah, no, there's no ramp on it. I can't I can't hit the post on Mother. Anyway, all right, so there's Dex. I'm sure Mrs. Dex very pleased that she's part of his armpit sniffing sexual escapades there. And we weren't really talking about weird sex fetishes. We were talking yesterday about the fact that there's a woman who, Mary sells pictures of her feet. This woman who makes like $10,000 a month, or is it a week? Something outrageous. Selling pictures of her hairy armpits. And that's her revenue stream. But she gets so much vitriol from trolls that she said she's got PTSD. That's made it very, very difficult. Because that's not something where you can just ignore people. Because every person is a potential client. If it's social media and it's just people blowing you up because of something you might have said, you can ignore those people. But if you're required to interact with people because you're like, well, this person might want to buy a photo of my hairy armpits. I mean, that's your revenue stream. You can't ignore those people. But a lot of those people treat you terribly.
But you can set boundaries with them, and when they cross those boundaries, you can block them and not want them to do that.
Sure can.
I mean, it's so people.
These are people who ignore boundaries,
right? And so when they are asked to follow them, you're right to block them and complain about it. The way that people act like there's no consequence to how you talk to people online is ridiculous.
What do you mean?
Like just how people are trolls and how they say terrible things. Yeah, how they act. Mm-hmm. And it's real gross.
Well, we've laughed on more than one occasion when I've played the clip from 30 years ago where the guy was talking about the brave new world of the internet and the World Wide Web, and the belief of all these computer scientists and sociologists was the biggest selling point of the World Wide Web and the internet, other than the connectivity around the world, is that people being anonymous will really make them behave. don't talk to nerds about what's going to happen when people get free reign of something like that. How they could have ever come to the conclusion, even if you know very little about human nature, how you'd come to the conclusion that keeping someone anonymous was going to make them nicer. I don't know how they reached that, but obviously the truth, the reality, couldn't have been further from that.
It's weird that people like to be mean. Like they enjoy it.
Well, there's a lot of, it makes them feel better, I guess. There's
I've never understood that.
I mean, there's a, your shrink will tell you that there's something healthy in releasing those things. If you don't learn.
But there's healthy ways to release it.
That's right.
Right.
So some people just see it as, I'm going to vent at whoever's in front of me.
And it
could be the wife, it could be the husband, it could be the kids, it could be Taylor Swift's Instagram account.
Mm-hmm. How do you release your negative energy? How do you do it?
I'm Irish, so we just stuff it down inside and hope that it never explodes on our loved ones.
So you don't have a healthy coping mechanism for anger?
No, I do not. No, listen, I'm somebody, I'm not like a fundamentally angry person. It's
Neither am I, but there's definitely
taken me a
times.
long time to get there.
Yeah.
I was an angry person for a long time, so it's taken a lot of time and work to get there. But no, I think you talk it out, I guess. But it's the whole leaving a nasty comment on somebody's thing. That's as foreign to me as what you're describing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would never occur to me to do that. Now, if I weren't a public figure, would I be more likely to do that? If I were truly anonymous, I don't think so, but I don't know. It's like when people make fun of younger generations. Oh, these kids and their phones. I'm like, bro, if we had all this when we were kids, we would have done the exact same thing. The exact
Probably
same
worse.
thing. Some things about human nature are kind of elemental, and if you listen, there's people now who are like, I'm not giving my kid a cell phone until whatever.
I got my first
There's
cell
still
phone.
people trying to, keep that boundary from their kids as long as they reasonably can. You don't always know what your kids are into, but when they're kind of little-ish, you have a much better handle on it, I think. You what?
I got my first cell phone at 11, and I remember I don't remember if it had like a contact book or no, it did because I was making up friends to put in it.
Making up friends.
I made up friends to put in my contact book because I thought it was like a status symbol that I could just keep scrolling and calling all these people that didn't exist. And I would put fake numbers in there.
And you were always so concerned with status.
But who would
that
see
comes
that?
from low self-esteem.
But who would see that?
My friends who didn't have a cell phone. Like if I was
But you would stand next to a friend and make sure that you were scrolling through a contact
if I was
list?
sitting on the bus going to school, yeah, I would just be like da 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 da. Or back then, getting a text, being able to text was a big deal. It was all T9, so I would just be on my phone the entire trip there and trip back.
Plus, it was like 50 cents a pop, yeah?
Yeah, and so no one was texting me. Nobody was doing anything. I don't think I sent my first text till probably like 13. No one was texting me.
So the reaction you were trying to elicit from people on the bus was what?
Look how cool I am. I have a cell phone and you don't.
And did it work?
Yes.
It did.
It bullied them into begging their parents for a cell phone, and then they got a cell
Because
phone.
Cody
that
has
was
one.
better than mine.
But so you actually messed things up because you acting like you had all these contacts and were getting all these text messages made them ask their parents to get a phone, and then they got a better phone than you.
Yeah.
And it kind of
played
blew
yourself,
up your whole
player.
spot.
I had a big fat green screen Nokia. That's what I had. And then they came and they were like, look, I got a cell phone. And it was a flip phone. You got a flip phone? I was like, Mom, I was like, no, Mom, I don't even think the phone was connected. I don't even think I had a phone plan at that time. No, I did because my mom was.
You had that old 3310. You had that one that it didn't have.
It's a brick.
Yeah,
it was
that's right.
for emergencies. I think I had my mom's phone number on there, my mom's work number on there, and then I had 911 emergency added to the contact list as well. So I was like, Mom.
But were you somebody with a lot of friends in school?
Yeah, but none that could text.
Well, then who did your friends think all the people were in your contacts?
I don't know. We were kids. We didn't.
But you went to these lengths. I mean, I think the normal reaction would be we were just kids. That's why I wasn't worried about having a long contact
I wouldn't
list.
say
Also, would you make up names or would you put in like celebrity names?
I made up
You're
names.
like, I got Jay-Z in here.
No, I made up names.
What were some of the names? Is that where your amazing ability to just
Yes.
generate a name came from?
Yes.
Give me a name that you would have put in your phone.
Like, what was it? It was Loudon some more or something like that. Or like,
Loudon some more. Oh, it's great.
That sounds like you.
yeah, it was like.
Marcus Tuvlin. The
Yeah,
birth of Marcus Tuvlin.
Yes, ridiculous names like that. Yes. It was stuff like that.
But
And-
did anybody ever care? I mean, nobody would have cared to call you out, right? They would have.
Nope, they didn't care enough. I just wanted them
But
to care.
there would have been no reason for them to think that those were fake, and they wouldn't care if they were real.
I understand that, but when you are insecure 11-year-old and the only thing you have is the stuff that you get, like that, I didn't have any value in myself. So the only thing I could make people like me was the stuff that I got.
But you did.
I mean, I was an insecure 11-year-old, and I didn't even have we didn't even have phones yet. So you had one more thing than the kids who came before you had.
Yeah, but then they stepped their game up, so I was like, damn it, now I got to move on to the next thing.
And what was the next thing?
So for Christmas, I think that year or the next year, I got an electric scooter.
So every year you were just you were begging your mom to help you keep up with
Yes.
some kind of lie.
Yes, and this one, I got
You are exhausting.
I didn't have a father, so that was my excuse. I was like, well, all the other kids have a dad, and
Yeah, but you could
But
not
they
have
didn't.
been. You could not have been the only kid without a dad. How was that the overarching excuse for everything? Your mom had to have said to you,
because
there are other kids that don't have dads.
no, she didn't.
I can't prop up this house of cards forever.
It didn't. Oh, by the way, shout out, Mom! It's your birthday today. It's
Hey.
Mama Poundcake's birthday.
Happy birthday,
there you
Teresa. I hope you
go.
see a pterodactyl.
Is it the big 4-0?
Yeah. 25 and a half.
Oh, hey, congratulations. Okay, well, good.
But yeah, no. So she got me scooters that year, an electric scooter for Christmas, and then I guess the neighbors across the street asked how much those scooters cost, and my mom wouldn't allow me to get a scooter with a seat on it because you had to be 16 and you had to have a license. The kids across the street saw those scooters, got a scooter with a seat on it, and they're riding around without a license. I was like, oh, I'm about to go full Karen.
A
Before Karen
scooter
was
with a seat?
They had a scooter with a seat. So I was
I
like,
thought it was a stand, like a razor thing?
it was, so the stand-up scooters anybody can have.
Yeah.
But if a scooter has a seat on it,
That's called a Vespa.
it wasn't a Vespa. It was just a scooter with like a bicycle seat on it. And they got one, and I was like, Mom, call the squad on them. Call the police. They're not supposed to be having a scooter with a seat.
But I
Fucking
thought the whole
snitch.
I thought the
I was
whole
so
point was to
mad.
scoot around and stand up.
No.
Yours wasn't electric. It was just a regular like razor scooter.
No, it was an electric
Oh,
scooter.
it was, okay.
You can
What
have
lazy ass kids had a scooter with a seat on it? Like you're puttering around Walmart in one of those.
There's plenty
No,
of
I
scooters.
He did. They
I
looked
understand.
stupid.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Oh, I was so mad. I was like, I cannot believe they got a scooter with a seat. And they're like, and it wasn't even like for a special occasion. They didn't get it for Christmas. They saw us outside in the cold, by the way. So it wasn't like that snowy, but we still wanted to go out and ride our scooters. So my brother and I were riding our scooters around. The neighbors saw, and they're like, "Oh, those are cool." And then like the following month, they got a scooter with a seat.
Everybody
Both
around you was
brothers.
constantly one-upping you, but you gave them the ideas.
I know. Tried to steal my shine.
When did you finally get one? What was the thing where you finally got one over on people? People were like, "Nah, it's a bridge too far. I'm not doing that." Or was it just constantly trying to get one up?
Yeah, I don't think I ever got that satisfaction. I was like, I'm going to get a boyfriend, and you guys aren't going to get one. They were like, well, no, we don't want one, and no, you're not. You're not going to get a boyfriend, and we don't want it.
Well, that was a two-parter.
Yeah.
A, we don't want one. B, no, you're not. Ouch.
Yeah.
All right. And another piece of the pound cake puzzle falls into
I
place.
was so mad about those scooters because I gave them that idea. Had I not been so selfish and wanted a scooter for myself, then my brother had to get one because he was helping my mom wrap them. So he was like, "Oh, you got him a scooter. I want a scooter." And then neighbors across the street got a scooter with a seat.
And you learned no lesson from that.
No, I don't want them taking my ideas.
Yeah, he was like Edison out there in Oberlin.
If you want a scooter so bad, you should let me have my shine, and then when you're old enough to buy your own scooter, buy them for your kids, and then let them know. Like you don't.
But you didn't buy your own.
That's not the point. I thought of it first.
They would have never known about scooters had you not gotten one.
At least not that soon. Let me have like.
Oh, you wanted more lead time.
Let me have like I didn't even get to the spring before I got to enjoy my full scooter. It was wintertime.
You wanted to be the only one with a scooter.
I wanted to be the one on the block, going around, doing wheelies and stuff, jumping over, potholes and stuff.
Let's get him a scooter.
It was a motorized scooter.
We'll get a motorized scooter. I want to see you do a wheelie.
I was
let's just go out here and get a bird scooter.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go get him a bird scooter.
I'm not doing that.
And let's see him do a wheelie.
Plenty of potholes you can jump over.
All the stuff.
No.
Come on.
That time has passed.
I guess we should have got him when he was 11. That's our fault. Dragging our feet for so long, for 20 years. I got to take a break here. I want to go see Mushroom Head. Hey, they're doing their 30th anniversary and Halloween show at the Agora on Saturday night. Yesterday is the 30th anniversary of their very first gig ever. And they will celebrate this Saturday night with you. I'll have those tickets coming back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.